Ciao friends, welcome back to the channel. In today's videos I'm going to walk you through my 18 weeks training plan for my sub 3 hours marathon. Now, a little disclaimer, this is a training plan that I enjoyed so much. I've written myself on myself, meaning that I know myself very well. I know my fitness, I know the mileage I can make it, I know how I feel every single day, I know the trips that I have. You know, you can have a look at this and maybe like change things based on what you like. Absolutely, feel free to do it. But don't think it's something that everybody can use it and run a sub 3 hour marathon, right? So this is like the really first disclaimer that I wanted to do. Now, the second disclaimer I want to tell you is that this is a training plan that I use for the Berlin Marathon. The Berlin Marathon is something that happened at the end of September, meaning that you need to train all summer long. And you know, in some particular countries, here in Italy, of course, the summer can be very, very hot and humid. Just take this into account. The other things I want to tell you is that I started this training, which is 18 weeks, in June. And not out of nowhere. I started after like a season of training, and during that season I was focusing on speeding up. I was focusing on getting better on 10K. So when I started this training plan, I probably ran a 10K in May at around 37 minutes 30 seconds. That's more or less what my fitness status was. In terms of mileage, I was totaling about probably 80K, which is around 50 miles per week. So not very much when I started this training plan. As you can see, the training plan then add the mileage week by week. So without talking further, let's have a look at the plan. Okay, so the first things I want to tell you, the way I like to structure my plan is to start putting together the mileage that I want to run the week, right? So I start putting the total mileage I want to run in this particular week, then I plot the workout that I want to run that week, and the rest of the effort is about putting easy run, just to reach that total mileage at the end of the week. We are going to see 3 weeks at a time. It's going to be 18 weeks, so just the first 3 weeks I'm going to go a little bit slower just to tell you how I feel and how I plot the training, and then the rest will be much faster. So let's start. So the first 3 weeks, as you can see, I was going to run 90K, 95K, 98K, which is around, you know, 56 miles, 59 miles, 61 miles. Then the first things I do, I plot the long run. Obviously for a marathon, long runs are very important. And I start like understanding what kind of long run I want to do and when. Obviously it depends of your, you know, it depends with your life. You might have some work schedule, or you might have a trip somewhere. So that's what happened to me. So feel free to readjust these things. But in terms of the first 3 weeks, I was starting the training plan on Tuesday. So the Monday for me is always rest, was always rest. I actually still have this attitude of resting every Monday, but it's really up to you. So yeah, the first week is like Tuesday and Sunday, 24K, which is around 15 miles. And the pace I was doing this work was around 440 minutes per K, which is 7 minutes 30 seconds per mile. Now, typically during an easy run, I never watch my clock. I don't like it. For this kind of long runs, I like to watch my clock. I like to stay very close to I like to stay very close to the pace that I have decided. Second week, only one long run, 27K or 16.5 miles. And the last week is, so the third week is going to be 24K on Tuesday and 18K, which is 11 miles on Friday. So that's obviously not a long run, but I like to do it at that particular pace. The second workout I'm going to put is what I call the marathon pace workout. That's my least favorite in terms of effort, but is the most important. In this kind of workout, what you do, you start to really practice your marathon pace. So I like to start easy with like 16K, which is around 10 miles, and I build up. And the maximum I run is around 23K, which is probably 14 miles. That's the maximum marathon pace run that I do in a marathon training. Now, for the first 3 weeks, I only run on the second week on Friday, and on the third week on Sunday, which is like 16K and 18K. In terms of pace, you can see that, the first 3 weeks, I start with the marathon pace, which is 4:15, and in terms of mile is 6:50 per mile. Obviously, if you want to run a marathon, a sub 3-hour marathon, you need to start at this pace, right? And as you will see, advancing with the training, I try to do this workout even a little bit faster than marathon pace, so that the day of the marathon you'll feel so strong. Okay, the next workout I like to do during a marathon training is something related to speed. So like repetition, speed session, interval session, sometimes even threshold, and it's in yellow here. So what I do, first week is like 200 and 400s, and the second week is 400s and 200s. So the way I do this exercise is like I typically do on track, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you can do with your Garmin, you can do by timing, but the way I do is like, pushing strong 200 meters and then recover 200 meters back. So typically the recover is always the same distance of the session. It doesn't mean that you need to go fast. You can walk, but I like to do like this repetition in this way. And this is good because it adds some speed to your workout. The rest of the week is just, as I was saying, like easy runs. Really, don't watch your clock. Don't watch your watch. Don't look at your watch. And it's just to total the mileage of the week. Right, let's have a look at the next 3 weeks of training. So the mileage is more or less the same, 90K, 160K. So you can see that by the 6th week of the training, you're already totaling 65 miles or 106K, which is not bad at all. And Monday is rest. So then long runs is 24K, the Sunday of the first week, nothing, the 5th week, and 18K on the 6th, and 30K the last Sunday of the 6th week, which is starting to look good. Like 30K is 15 miles, it's not bad at all. The pace is the same. In terms of marathon workout session, I do like 18K, which is around 11 miles both day on the Sunday of the 5th week and on the Friday of the 6th week. In terms of speed session, again, 12 400 meters, the same way I described before. And the next Tuesday on the 5th week, 4 200 and 8 for 400. I like to do this workout in 40 seconds. So you'll see like it's very easy to run 200 meters in 40 seconds, but I like to stay with that pace because I prefer, if I feel very good, I prefer to run a couple of extra repetitions rather than like just going strong, which it doesn't matter during a marathon, right? So I rather stay with this pace. Okay. Starting from week 4, I like to start doing some threshold session. Threshold pace for me is like half marathon pace, more or less. And the typical workout that I really like is like 5K, which is 3 miles at threshold pace, which is around 3:55 or 6 minutes 18 seconds per mile. And so what I like to do is like 5K at this pace. I rest like 3 minutes, just doing nothing, like resting, and then 3K more, which is 2 miles more. Same pace. I don't do like acceleration at the end of the session. So I do one of these on the Friday of the 4th week, and on the Friday of the 5th week, same training, but this time is like 3 times 3K, which is 3 times 2 miles, more or less. Same pace, right? With cool down and warm up at the end of the session, you total a decent amount of mileage. Okay. The rest of the week, again, easy runs, don't look at your watch, and 14K, 13K, and you can have a look yourself. Good. So we are now at week 7, 8, and 9, and now the mileage start to be a little bit harder and stronger. So you can see like 100K, 100K, 106K, which is like 62 miles, 65 miles. In terms of long runs, now you start to have a 30K run, which is 19 miles, and a 20 miles run, which is 32K run on the Sunday of the 8th and the 9th week. Good. In terms of marathon pace session, I do 2. One on Friday of the 7th week and one on the Friday of the 9th week. And now you are running basically 2 half marathon at marathon pace. Not bad at all. As you can see from the pace, I start to do this a little bit faster than marathon pace. So in this case is 4 minutes 10 seconds per K or 6 minutes 42 seconds per mile. Is not as easy as it looks. It's actually a hard session. In terms of speed session, I like to do now some interval session versus repetition. Those kind of sessions are a little bit harder than the previous one. So on Tuesday of the 8th week, I do 5 times 800, and I try to do it in 2 minutes 49 seconds. And on Tuesday on the 9th week, I do 5 times 1,000 meters in 3 minutes 30 seconds, resting 2 minutes more or less between sessions. Again, some threshold session, so 3 times 3K as described before, and 2 times 5K on the Friday of the 8th week in 3 minutes 50 seconds per K or 6 minutes 10 seconds per K. Even here, as you can see, I try to speed up a little bit, so now the threshold pace is a little bit stronger and faster than the previous week. Obviously your body is getting better, so you should find easier to do this session at this pace. And then the rest of the week is easy run. Obviously now, even on easy run days, you are totaling up some mileage, like 18K, 15K, 15K, which is like 11 miles, 9 miles, 9 miles, 10 miles. Obviously, you need mileage, and you total this mileage on the easy day, mostly. Week 10, 11, 12, now you have, in terms of total mileage, 4K, 113K, 103K, which is like 63 miles, 70 miles, 64 miles. In terms of long runs, again, 30K, 32K on the Sunday of the 11th and 12th, which is 19 miles and 20 miles. And even here now, the pace is getting a little bit faster, like 4:35 minutes per K or 7 minutes 22 seconds per mile. And in terms of marathon training session, I do 3. So I run a half marathon at the first week on the Sunday, and then I do the next Friday 23K, which is the most I do on a marathon session. And on the Tuesday on the 11th week, I do a mix of threshold and marathon pace. So what I like to do is like 5K threshold pace, which is like 350 minutes per K or 6 minutes 10 seconds per mile. And then without resting, I do 10K at marathon pace. This kind of workout is pretty strong because you start very fast with a threshold session and then you keep going at the marathon pace. it simulates a little bit the feeling you have at the end of the marathon when you start, to feel very tired, but you need to keep going at the same pace. I really like this workout. In terms of speed session, again, five times 1,000 meters. You can be as creative as you want. I mean, I do this kind of workout because I want to keep my legs moving faster. So like 1,000 meters, 800 meters, 1,200, a mile. I mean, it's up to you how you want to do this. And then in terms of threshold session, I do again twice 5K on the Friday of the 10th week and on the Friday of the 12th week. I really like this workout as well. And then again, easy mileage the rest of the weeks. Okay, week 13, 14 and 15 are basically the last 3 weeks of training, because then I really like to taper the last 3 weeks before the marathon. In terms of mileage, not. In fact, you can see 104K, 113K, 123K, which is 63 miles, 70 miles, 73 miles. So, in terms of mileage, you are still loading a lot. In terms of long runs, I like to do on the 14th week and on the 15th week, 32K at 4:35 minutes per K. And then the 15th week, you can see only 24K and 27K. So basically you start really tapering from the 15 weeks in terms of long runs. In terms of marathon session, no, you do like an half marathon again at 4:10 on the Sunday, and then 23K on the 14th week at 4:05, so a little bit faster again than marathon pace, which is 6 minutes 34 per mile. It's quite strong session. This is really the last strong session you do. And then on the Tuesday of the 15th week, you do like 10K really at 4:05 is not bad at all. But in terms of mileage, you do like 5K warm up, 5K cool down, so you're totaling the miles for sure. In terms of threshold and speed session, again, twice 5K at threshold pace with 3 minutes rest, and another 5 times 1,000 meters, because again, you want your legs to keep moving. And then easy runs the rest of the days. Cool. The last 3 weeks are now quite easy in terms of mileage. You can see 93K, 83K, 84K, which includes the marathon, obviously. So you are really like tapering. In terms of long runs, nothing. I highlighted 116K, which is 10 miles, and is not a long run at all. It's probably the only session where you want to look at your watch. And then, you do another half marathon at 4:05 on the Sunday of the 16th week. You can do also a little bit less if you feel fatigued. I remember this day I was feeling a little bit fatigued, and I ran only 19K, which is probably 12 miles, right? But the plan was to run the half marathon. And the Friday of the 17th week, you do another threshold session, twice 5K, my favorite threshold session at all, and another 5 times 1,000 meters on the Tuesday of the 16th week. And then on Tuesday of the 18th week, which is the week of the marathon, you can do 3 times 2K, which is 1.5 miles at threshold pace with plenty of recovery. I put 2 minutes, but basically if you wanna, you can do 3 minutes. It's really something you do to keep your legs like, strong and moving, but you don't wanna get any extra fatigue at all. The rest of the week is just easy runs. Keep an eye on the last week, the 18th week. In my case, I like to run till the Friday and not the Saturday. I have friends that really like to run a few miles the day before the marathon, maybe just like for the stress they have, but I really don't. And even the day before the Friday, the Thursday, feel free to run even less than this, like 6K or 10K, it's just enough. And then of course you have the marathon. The marathon day, you know, you'll have to run at 4:15 or 6:50 per mile, which is, you know, a fast pace, but with all this training you'll feel so strong. So I hope you enjoyed this training plan. Feel free, I mean, leave in the comment if you have any question. I'd be very happy to answer. If you want the file, I can even share if you need it. Then you know, this was a training I've done for myself, including that on summer I went on 2 weeks vacation, so I needed to adjust things. So you probably will notice that you have some, you know, a couple of workouts that are very close together. You should do, as a best practice, you should keep like a couple of days between workouts, but obviously life is different from everybody, and you know, if you are traveling and you cannot do the workout, maybe, you know, you have to do workout every extra day. I mean, it's just something that you have to do. Great, I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned. If you like it, subscribe. I'm going to share with you other training that I've done, that I worked on. So thank you very much, and bye bye.